Hey, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Daryl Ford, and I've been thinking. I've been thinking about the subject of strength, right? Now, I go back in my mind, and for 20 years, I rolled out of bed each and every morning at 6 o'clock just to make it to work because I knew that if I wasn't out the door by 7:30 and on the expressway, that I would be in gridlock road rage rush hour. Yep. So I made the decision early to get to work ahead of the aggravation of those folks who got their driver's license from Toys R Us. I'm just being real. And that's what strength is. It's not just being Mr. T, y'all. That comes from a weight room, right? I mean, strength of character, strength that comes from a commitment to do what you say you're going to do. That's real just basic stuff. So can we just talk real talk, me and you? Can we talk about the fact that strength doesn't just pull up on you like a DoorDash order, right? You don't wake up strong because you slept 8 hours and drank lemon water. Strength is a response to an objective. I want to say that again. Strength is a response to an objective. My brothers, strength is not a personality trait. Oh, he's strong. It's not a personality trait. It's a position. It's a posture. It's like when you're watching baseball and my man get in the batter's box. He looking at that pitcher. That's a position that he gets in to prepare for what it is that he wants to accomplish. Or like a football player, when he gets on the line and he gets in that 3-point stance, y'all know what I'm talking about. Strength is a premeditated choice in most instances. Now there are some things that we can accomplish because of physical strength, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a decision that says we're going to do a certain thing a certain way when everything inside you is saying, yeah, I'll do it later. I'll take the day off. It really don't matter. It does matter. It reminds me of when my oldest son, DJ, who is now a practicing attorney down in Georgia and a former pastor. He pastored for 10 years. Big ups, DJ. But it's when he made the decision to walk away from a full ride scholarship at one of the top technical universities in America, one of the top 3 technical universities in America. He walked away because he felt like a different call to do a different thing, and he went into ministry. He went back to school. He went to law school and got his degree. But I told him, I said to him, son, if you make this decision, follow through. Don't abort that decision and then go to something else, because that will become a catalyst for giving up. So I was trying to encourage him the strength of commitment. And strength is what responds when anxiety bangs at the door and you don't panic and you answer the door with obedience. Strength is when fatigue starts kicking in real strong and you respond with simple discipline. You respond that way when your feelings want pizza and Netflix, but the purpose in you says, nah, we got work to do. Strength is when you rise above your feelings. And we are motivated as a people. We're motivated by feelings. We are one of the most emotional people on the planet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Put it in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. But my observation, being a black man for 72 years, is that we respond with our feelings and our emotions before we think through things intellectually. Not all the time, but It's just a general tendency that I think we have. But strength is when you rise above those feelings, when you get up when nobody's applauding, when nobody's hitting like on your post, or nobody's saying proud of you. It's continuing when quitting would actually make perfect sense. It's refusing to let pain get a microphone and narrate the course of your future, my brothers. Weak people wait until they feel strong. Well, I don't feel like doing it. Okay, so what have feelings got to do with getting up and go to work? What do feelings have to do with getting up and going to church? Matter of fact, and this is just me, I've always thought about somebody saying something like, I didn't go to church because I wasn't feeling well. But that's the very reason you need to go to church. So you can get an inspiration in your spirit and in your soul that will transition the way you feel about whatever you're going through. So since some of us think what we know what strength is, I want to talk to you about what strength is not, because a lot of things get mislabeled as strength when they're really just trauma dressed up in a tuxedo, y'all. You feel me? So here's, in my opinion, what strength is not. It's not pretending you're unbothered. Silence is not always the mature answer to pressure or stress. Sometimes it is, but not always. The myth of the strong, silent type is just that. It's a myth. Most times, silence is avoidance with a smile. Most times it's being strong, but being strong doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't let your feelings get behind the wheel. Strength is not stubborn pride. I mean, digging your heels in when y'all don't want to hear correction, simply because it's coming from a woman, it's coming from your wife, it's coming from your sister, your sister-in-law, your mama, or any woman in a skirt. Refusing correction isn't courage. It's insecurity in sneakers. Strength can take feedback without folding or fighting. I tell my wife all the time, and some of your brothers may disagree, but this is me, not you, because this is what I've learned in dealing with a woman of purpose, a woman of merchandise, a woman of insight, a woman of discernment, which Cosette is. I tell her, I don't mind following you as long as you know where you're going. I don't mind following you as long as you know where you're going. Now, that's not being a wuss, brothers, because strength is not ego-driven. That's the other thing I want to point out. It's not ego-driven. You ain't got to be right all the time. I give you permission to be wrong sometimes and then to be corrected, because strength is faith-based. Strength is not constant self-sacrifice either. Strength is not burning your house down to keep everybody else warm. There's no nobility in that. That's unnecessary sacrifice. Y'all do know that Jesus rested, right? If you don't rest, that's not strength. That's disobedience disguised as dedication. Burning the candle at both ends ain't strength, y'all. It just might be the pathway to forced early retirement. Strength is not emotional numbness. Being hard isn't being strong. It's often just pain that never gets processed. Strength allows emotion without letting emotion become the authority. And strength is definitely not doing everything by yourself. Independence gets applause in our culture, but isolation drains power. Needing help doesn't cancel strength. It confirms wisdom. Even Jesus had Simon carry the cross part of the way. Strength ain't loudness or being dominant. Raising your voice doesn't raise your authority. Control isn't strength. It's fear trying to feel tall. Real strength doesn't have to announce itself. And strength is not the absence of fear. Fear will show up at the polls. Strength just refuses to let it vote. Courage isn't fearlessness. It's obedience in the presence of fear. The bottom line, and it's just my opinion, strength is not hardness. It can be, but no, not most of the time. Strength is not pride, because pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Strength is not isolation. It's not exhaustion. It's not pretending. Strength is alignment. Alignment with what, Pastor Ford? Thank you for asking. Strength is alignment with purpose. Strength is alignment with the truth of God's word. Strength is anything that propels your alignment, and anything that pulls you out of alignment, no matter how right it looks, no matter how tough it looks, no matter how good it sounds, that's not strength. Now let's correct a theological misunderstanding real quick. God never promised a flowery bed of ease. He did promise ability. He didn't say the load wouldn't be heavy. He said you wouldn't be carrying it by yourself. Strength is heaven-backed determination. Strength is holy resolve. Strength is grit baptized in faith. It's divine assistance with a backbone. And the word doesn't whisper. It gives clear instructions. In Joshua 1:9, it says, be strong and of a good courage. Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee wherever thou goest. God is with you wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever the circumstance, no matter how high or steep the mountain, God is there. And he'll give you strength that you know not of. I'm talking about strength of resolve, strength of commitment, and sometimes physical strength. Now, what I'm giving you and what I've said today, these are not suggestions. This isn't a vibe. These are suggestions. So I take that back. It's not it is an instruction, not just suggestions. Strength is a decision you make before the outcome changes. So decide. Plant your feet, adjust your crown, lift up your head. That's all I got for today. My name is Daryl Ford, and know this, before I take one word back, I'll add more to it. For any questions or topics you'd like for me to tackle, feel free to inbox me, or you can email me at darrylhford@gmail.com. That's DARYLHford@gmail.com. We'll talk again real soon. God bless you.